mute out now. Well, hello. Try again. Hello and welcome to Icarus Week 90 update. I'm here with Cornet. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm
Good.
trying to eat some supper at the minute and my stomach is growling.
And your phone is ringing?
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to message the individual right now.
Hey, Froggy, welcome.
Hey, Froggy, good to see you, gal. How are you doing? Good. Welcome, welcome. Alrighty, sorry, I was just trying to let the individual know I'm not available. So, we are at Icarus New Frontiers!
Yep.
The
Week
major...
90 updates, which came out yesterday, being New Frontiers.
Yeah, but being that Friday is the update night, we sat on it for 24 hours.
Plus, we kind of wanted very much to actually play yesterday and not do an update discussion.
Yeah, it would be a bit confusing too. So the major New Frontiers expansion adds harsh new biomes, alien creatures, a new map, and open world operations.
New biomes, well, what we've seen so far yesterday, the grassy plains is new, definitely.
Yeah.
Harsh, not so much. It has some new animals. Nice. It's alien creatures, yes. New map, definitely. Open world operations will come later in the patch notes. And hey, Moshbo, howdy.
Howdy, howdy. How are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome, welcome.
Froggy says I found out the New Frontiers would cost me $34. so not gonna buy it. It was or is on sale, the release sale. It was on sale definitely yesterday. Let's see, the offer ends August 31, so it is on a 15% discount. So after August 31st, so starting September, it will be 15% more expensive, or actually slightly more than 50%, because you're at 85% of normal price now. If you play multiplayer, however, you can still play New Frontiers as long as someone with the DLC starts a mission or an outpost or whatever. We saw this yesterday. Karl doesn't have the supporters edition. He does not have the DLC. He was, however, able to join the mission that I started. So
Yeah, which is good news. So,
content is what we should have had when the game came out as promised. Yeah, depends. The video with the alien creatures on Icarus page. Depends on how you see that video as a promise of the content of the base game, or a promise of content to come at some point. I mean, New Frontiers adds a ton. More even than Styx did. So from that point of view, the price isn't that high, in my personal opinion. Let's put that up front. This is my personal opinion. Do I see this as content we should have had when it started? Not if you follow along the line of you started out with the terraformed part, Olympus, and basically Styx as well. And now we're gonna switch over to partially terraformed with New Frontiers. So from that point of view, this is completely different content than base game.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do, however, let's put it this way: I've seen more people saying like, this should have been in the base game, or this should have been a free DLC. Well, free DLC. The thing is, if it's free, Rocketworks doesn't earn anything, so they can't keep developing.
Yeah.
As for they should have been in the original, yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying I totally disagree. I'm also not saying that I am agreeing. I kind of disagree, but again, personal opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty.
Anyway,
Icarus New Frontiers, the first expansion of the Icarus experience, has landed. It brings with it a new map, all new biomes, mutated alien creatures, narrative missions known as operations, if done from the open world, that further unveil the story and are integrated into your open world game, craftables, exotics, and more. I think we have a bit of New Zealand speak there.
yeah, and are integrated into your open world game.
Yeah.
And we, next to the new biomes, new map, narrative missions, we also have the craftables, exotics, and more. And yes, they're introducing a complete new currency in this New Frontiers DLC. You're right, exotics.
Yep.
So, New Frontiers expansion. Icarus' first cohort dropped prospectors into a safe, Earth-like terraformed zone. Zones if you include Styx. Icarus' New Frontiers, however, will take you deep into new regions of Icarus, where alien creatures and habitats survived, but they were altered by the terraforming process. Hey Jake, welcome.
Hey, Jake.
It's a valid opinion. We always wanted to go Earth-like terraforming alien, but it wasn't made clear from the start. So we also had alien creatures close to launch, but they weren't at a good standard, and also they wouldn't have really fit into Earth-like environment.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, and those creatures they were present in the video on the Icarus page. So from that point of view, I can understand when people say it should have been in the base game already, or this should have been a free DLC because we now finally get what we thought we were paying for when we bought the base game. So from that point of view, I can understand those people. However, I myself, again, personal opinion, am like, Olympus stakes were Earth-like. Now we have the like kinda in between, and I'm hoping that the next expansion, the next DLC, will be like completely alien.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is that the base game is called the base game because you get to learn the ins and outs and how to play the game and get up your skill levels and how to play it. And then the expansion should be the next bit where you take your experience and apply it to what's next,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty much what we've been doing.
Yeah.
Um, and I instantly fell in love with Icarus, so I'm completely biased anyway. I
Oh,
loved it from the
I'm
get
biased
go.
as well.
I was in within my first half an hour became my first 6 hours, which then became 24 and 48 hours because I was playing it on the beta weekends and I just couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah, same here. Like only sleeping 4 hours a night in order to get the most out of the beta weekends. I know, right?
Yeah,
Hey,
well, I
Carl.
mean, hey Carl, good to see you.
Carl says, if the world did look completely different, I could see people leaning more towards the expansion. But when we played it, it felt like Icarus, excluding the fauna. Well, we only been in the grassy plains yet, Carl. Wait till we visit other biomes.
Oh yeah. And what an experience they were. Wow.
Oh yeah.
um
Well, I mean, this is the first mission. The first mission. That's where we started. So we were kind of bound by mission starting point. Also, we have had previews into the other biomes, and I can tell you, starting there with a level 0 character, with no skills, no talents, no equipment, uh, it would
Not
have
so
been a
easy.
respawn fest.
Yeah. Yeah. Which kind of makes sense of the fact that they removed the death debt.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why they removed it.
You never know. Jake says expectations are really hard to handle. True. We're working super hard to improve the game and make it better every week. We've done us 90 weekly updates and no plans to stop. Kudos for that, definitely. And we have said it before here as well.
Oh yeah.
I don't know of any other game who does it this frequently.
No. No. I don't know of any other game who has such a dedicated team to improving what's already a brilliant game.
Of course, there are points of improvement, but hey, that's with all games. No single game is perfect, but in general, I'm quite happy with Icarus.
Yeah.
Now,
Absolutely love it.
all we need is or all we need. The next big thing is going to be the performance improving, very big one, because I think that is one of the biggest complaints still left at the moment. But from what I understood, they're working on it. Double cooking queue for the fire pit. I know, Karel. You should put it in feature upvote. Because they do read all the feature upvotes.
Yep.
Anyway, let's continue, shall we? So you may need to restart Steam. This is like from yesterday. Or verify files to trigger a new Frontiers update. It comes with packed with new content and a few surprises to discover. As there are a brand new map Prometheus with 3 new biomes, the searingly hot volcanic region, murky swamplands and eerie alien grasslands. Hey Michael, welcome. Driving but listening. Good day all. You too man. Drive safe, eh?
Yeah. Hi, Michael. Welcome. Good to see you.
So yeah,
Keep your
yesterday
eyes on the
we
road.
started in the alien grasslands. Don't worry, we will be going into the other biomes as well. Not sure when, depends on when the missions are gonna bring us there, on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Or otherwise we'll do it on Friday. No worries about that. So next there are like 10 plus mutated alien creatures. The terraforming process drastically impacted the local wildlife, and while it didn't kill the creatures as it did in other zones, it terribly mutated them into the species you face now. Dreadwings, lava hunters, needlers, drugs, drifters. The nicknames only tell half the story. Well, we've seen the drugs.
Yep.
Yes, we've seen the drugs yesterday. They're annoying, not too bad. They do this nice poisoning attack sometimes, but they're doable.
Yeah. They
Uh,
they can leave you with hemorrhage.
yeah, only for a short time, luckily, but still.
Yeah.
As for the other creatures, we have seen not yesterday, but we have seen Dreadwings, Needlers, and Drifters. Oh, especially those Needlers. They are
Oh.
nasty.
Oh
But
man.
luckily, Karl is gonna be like, you just go up to them and kill them, just like you do the Scorpion boss.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Karl, we're not gonna go. We're not gonna let that one go.
Yep.
Easy, yeah, indeed.
Yeah. Yeah. Famous last words.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, I'll tell you what.
uh,
We'll just let you run into the swamps on your own then.
we'll follow him and laugh.
Yeah.
No
And
worry there.
and res him every 50 yards.
Next, exclusive to this new zone of Icarus are the new red exotics found in exotic flora around the map. We have not run into these yet, but then
No.
again, we will. No worries there. We also have a new series of operations, narrative missions, which play out in a sequenced story. Yay, storyline missions, I love them.
Yep.
Leading you on a gradually darkening mystery. See below for details on how these complement your open world experience. We have new mission logic and technology, allowing you to launch any mission, big or small, from your open world. This will be retrofitted to some of the Olympus and Styx map missions in our future Hypatia update. Remark here, launch any mission, big or small, from your open world. If I'm not mistaken, there is a limit, once per mission per open world. So once you have done a mission from your open world, you cannot start the same mission from that same open world no more. You have to create a new open world. Or you start that mission from the space station.
Yep.
Next, 100 plus new items to craft, deploy, and use across Icarus, along with 5 new resources, generating a range of new recipes and tiers. Obsidian, scoria, crystallized miasma, and more. So obsidian, the glass, scoria, stone, crystallized miasma, frozen farts, things like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it does sound fun indeed, Carl. I know. I'm so gonna try them out. The feeling of living on a planet and exploring it, using a base to then make things easier. Yeah. From what I understood, you're bringing the mission into your open world. So you don't bring your open world to the mission. No, you bring the mission to the open world. So everything in your open world is available in that mission. Obviously, it will make the mission quite a bit easier and definitely shorter because you don't have to do the whole grind at the beginning. However, it might make it that too easy. But we can only say that once we've tried it. Once we've tried it from space station and tried the mission from the open world. So it will be a while before we can give a proper, definitive opinion on this subject.
Yeah. Yeah.
With
It's
the new currency, the new red exotics, come 30 plus new items in the orbital workshop for you to purchase, and a new system which allows you to purchase these from the surface via cargo pods. So basically, the orbital exchange interface can now also be used to request more items from the space station. So you're no longer limited to the 15 slots. Once on the planet, you build an orbital exchange interface. From there, you can request new stuff from the space station. So obviously, you need to research if you haven't. You need to buy it if you haven't yet, and then you can send it down.
yeah.
Do keep in mind, in mission, if you do this, you should not forget to bring everything back up. If I'm not mistaken, you can also use the Orbital Exchange interface to send stuff back up, but I have not tried this out myself yet, so this is hearsay.
Yeah. Well, we're not that far into the mission to start with, and we've never actually tried it on your open world, so.
Exactly. Actually, I started that open world only yesterday, so so far
Yeah.
I'm the only one who ever visited that open world. But we'll go into the open world in subsequent gameplay. And also we have new extreme weather events for each biome, reflective of the atmospheric conditions of each environment. And yeah, we have had a taste of some of the weather events already. Let's put it this way, they're interesting. And weather events definitely seems more severe than they were on Styx and
Styx.
on Olympus. So yeah, yay to that. We've said it before, we need a bit of a challenge and more uh, more extreme weather events does make it a bit more challenging. In Styx and Olympus, we're like, there is a weather event, yeah, so what, we just keep running. Now here on New Frontiers, admittedly, we don't have like the super duper armor and everything, but
But
still we're more like, yeah, you know, it's a weather event, let's take some shelter.
yeah.
Jakes is interesting between quotes. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, we caught some quite. Let's say we got some decent weather when we were doing the preview and trying that out. So yeah, can't wait.
Exactly.
Alrighty.
So, continuing with the trend we have maintained for almost 2 years now, we will continue to update both the base game, and the New Frontiers expansion with content, fixes, and new areas to explore. This is especially true for New Frontiers. For the people who have played New Frontiers already and who looked at the map, you will see there's a nice amount of map, and you won't be exploring the entire map anytime soon. It's gonna take you some time to actually go forth and explore everything.
Yeah, it's going to take a long time. Just looking at the image here, this purple, if memory serves me correctly,
This is
is
grasslands.
the grasslands.
Yeah,
Because, yeah, purple is grasslands.
yeah. So New Frontiers is a paid expansion. So do check out the Icarus sale page for launch discounts and bundles, including a discount on the Icarus base game if you want to invite friends to take on Icarus with you. You can play the DLC without having purchased the DLC by joining someone who has.
Yeah, Carl can
However, you
testify to
do
that.
need, yeah, but you do need the base game in order to play Icarus at all.
Well, yeah.
So, a nice addition here, combining open world and missions. So originally, Icarus launched only with the time-limited session-based missions, where you could earn exotics currency to spend in the orbital workshop. Ren, exotics, etc. Then, by popular demand, we added open world mode that allowed for permanent bases and full map exploration. So originally, Icarus was designed for missions only. They added open world on player request.
Yeah.
And they've also added a simpler, dynamic, simple missions to open world mode. For guys, do you get a car as a video advertised? The car is not in New Frontiers.
No.
There have been some talks about vehicles, but maps have to be fit for vehicles as well.
Yeah, I believe it was said in previous updates that, or no, it was
Actually, some of
previous
the Q
question.
and A's.
It was, yeah. I was just going to say it was the Q and A's, where it was highlighted that they attempted to have a car, but the current maps were not retrofitted, so it didn't work. The
They're not
physics didn't
suitable
work.
for a car,
Yeah.
especially like forest area. Good luck driving a car there. You'll get stuck between the trees all the time. So
Yeah.
yeah,
We get stuck between the trees all the time. Come on.
exactly. Maybe desert and in Carol indeed, and maybe Arctic. But
Arctic
definitely
and
not.
desert would work.
Yeah, but definitely not the forest biomes.
No.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So no cars yet. Maybe in the future. I don't know. Can't say anything definitive about that.
Oh, well, we can look forward to it.
Until you find a figure indeed, and then you crash your
Yeah.
car, and then bye car.
Yeah. It's like Cornet jumping into the cracks in the ice in the
Exactly. I
Arctic.
just wanted to see what's on the bottom. But yeah,
Yeah.
the car's
Uh,
gonna have an issue with that, yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, next to the simple missions. Now, beginning with New Frontiers, we're combining the best of both game modes, open world and missions. These will also be added to the base game in the upcoming Hypatia update. Base game and Styx, obviously.
Hmm.
Now, for the first time, our new map Prometheus allows players to follow a storyline through a chained series of missions in the open world mode. We're calling these operations, and they all can be embarked on from your permanent open world base. Rewards are earned without having to return to orbit in your dropship. So as soon as you complete an operation from your open world, you just stay your open world. Currency will automatically be added to your account.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the game modes allow you to mine and earn rare exotics, be it the purple ones, be it the red ones. That allows you to research and craft unique gear in the orbital workstation. Now currently, uh, let's read it in a specific way. So currently on Prometheus in open world, you can earn exotics by completing operations. Now you can also gain exotics the old way by launching missions from orbit and going through the normal extraction process. In the upcoming patch, the Hypatia patch, we will add a way to extract exotics in open world mode on all maps. Now you can read it in a way that exotics will be in open world. I don't think that's what I mean here. You can also read it, basically Hypatia is gonna bring missions to the open world, like they do to New Frontiers. And that way you can earn exotics from your open world, which would make more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know me, I can read things between the lines, things that aren't written at all.
Yeah. You can read things back to front, upside down, inside out.
Jake says, yeah, real physics are not great. We tried for 6 or so months to get a nice vehicle and it was terrible. So we opted for mounts because it fit the game and was way better. And indeed, we have talked about in various updates and Q&As. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no vehicles. There are mounts though. And I have to say, I did see a pretty hilarious video of mounts today. Actually, let me put it in the chat. 1 sec. I reckon Jake should have seen this one already.
Okay, you have my attention.
Yeah. Or let's put it out differently. I hope Jake has seen it already.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
And
that
what
is
should
interesting. Can you see the link in the chat?
no?
Let's try this again then.
I don't know, maybe it won't allow links. I can't remember.
Okay, then I will put it in. I'll put it in the Discord then. A
Yeah.
pretty hilarious video about mounts.
Okay.
I think if you search Icarus, if you search Google for, let me see if that indeed works. Let me grab another tab. No. The title of the video is Icarus Chocobos Are Wild.
Hey Lalev, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. How are you doing tonight?
Anyway, I've put it in the Discord. Hey Lilith, welcome. So it's a pretty hilarious
read the
movie
title
about.
again, please.
I can do you better. I'm not sure you can find it if you use this as a search term on Google, on YouTube though.
Icarus chocobos are wild. Oh my! Who else here knows what a chocobo is, apart from me?
I don't.
You don't know what a chocobo is, okay?
Actually,
Carl
Jake,
knows.
if I'm not mistaken, it's so.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way: there are certain talents now for tames. If you have the talent, an animal you tame has more speed, more health, more stamina, whatever. Those buffs now stack with the mounts. There is mounts module, sorry, which increases the speed I think for the mounts. So if you have a couple of those modules in your slot and you have a mount with the buffed speed, Formula One is gonna have pretty hard competition.
Oh, yeah. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. So you can still choose to play the operations as one-off timed missions if you like. In addition to this, there are also the Outposts game mode where you can purchase small-scale persistent worlds without mission content, exotics, or threats, where you can focus on building.
Let's see, the module looks like will be a significant increase to mount stamina. Look at that video and I'd say the mounts had a decent amount of stamina, yes.
Yeah. And
Indeed, Carl says, if they move fast, the mounts would move fast. What would be the point of a motorized vehicle that can't jump? Indeed.
well, I have to be honest and say that the mounts don't jump particularly well as it is.
No, but they can climb cliff faces if they're not vertical. And I don't see a vehicle doing that. Also jumping down a cliff. Okay, mount
Yeah,
loses some
but
health, but a
going
vehicle will crash.
yeah, but going downhill is I mean, we can jump downhill. Off the side of cliffs. It's easy, but we can also jump up cliffs, whereas mounts struggle to do that.
Yep, but mounts are faster than people.
Can be. We can be pretty bloody fast.
Carl, I did a test quite some time ago, I have to admit, but we did a test and mounts were faster. And now especially with mounts tamed by someone with a talent for faster mounts.
True. True.
And now with modules and everything, like I said, Formula One will get pretty nice competition.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah,
Performance
missions
improvements.
either from open world or from space station, not from outpost though. Performance improvements. Icarus can be a fairly demanding game. I like the wording here. Can be fairly demanding for a high-end workstation, for a high-end PC. For a low-end PC, it could become unplayable. It does love its resources. Yes.
Yeah.
They did fix a FireMD issue. I'm super happy. Yeah, Nvidia had new drivers, especially for the and tweaked for the launch of New Frontiers, where AMD did not, unfortunately. So still, go get yourself a proper AMD, proper Nvidia card, and get rid of the AMD crap.
Nope.
Yeah.
A proper
Proper
AMD
AMD
card.
card.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Icarus can be fairly demanding, so we have made many performance optimizations to the game since the launch, and this work is an ongoing priority. A known issue frequently mentioned by players is the occasional stuttering or hitching as you move through the world. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
This is caused by things such as caves and foxholes loading and unloading in the background as you enter new areas. Unfortunately, this is not a simple problem to solve. It takes many small adjustments to see sometimes negligible gains. But as the result of many weeks of work, we believe the stuttering situation has been vastly improved in many circumstances. However, given the scope of some of these changes, we want to make sure it is thoroughly tested before making it part of an update distributed to everyone. We already have fixed some of the related hashing issues and have a build deployed on the experimental branch that you can try out if you would like to see how it runs for you. You can access the experimental branch in builds under experimental branch. Please do back up your data, and we're talking about the local app data Icarus sub folder, not the game folder, but your Icarus profile in your local app data. Back up the data before doing this. We will deploy this to the main branch once it has received more extensive testing and it is confirmed stable. And from what I have seen in comments, it's indeed going to be a nice improvement. Chaos is my 6800 7800 XC should have 16 gigs of VRAM, so that should be good. Online, I think that's South African spelling. Online NVIDIA. Well, NVIDIA with 16 gigs of dedicated VRAM is also fine.
Hmm. Yeah,
That's
not,
what I
not,
that's what
not
I'm
too bad.
playing with.
Yeah, not too bad.
So
Yeah, I'm just
yeah,
looking.
Icarus does love the VRAM. In general, 8 gigs is more common, so not a direct shot. True, but more VRAM is better. Yeah,
Okay.
more that 8 gigs isn't enough. Indeed, Icarus can run on 8 gigs if you limit your texture pool size. But again, more is better.
Yeah, I'm
Anyway,
just
let's
just
continue. Yep.
looking at this image in what I believe would be the swamplands, given the
Yeah.
fact that you can't
Given
see very
given
much.
the background color, which is green, actually I know roughly where this is, and I also know who built it.
That's an amazing build.
I know, right?
So good.
Yeah. And I reckon it would have taken a lot of time to gather all the resources here for this one. Look at the amount of concrete and glass.
Yeah,
Ton of silica. And all the geode lamps, I love them.
I love the lighting.
Yeah.
Super.
Hello.
Alrighty. Regular future updates. We do several types of game update, free weekly updates. We've done 90 weeks in a row so far. Yay! Occasional bigger named updates, like the previous Galileo and upcoming Hypatia update, and paid expansions, like New Frontiers. For example, you will see the Prometheus map still includes some zones that UDA and Group 15 still have to unlock in future operations.
In other words, not the entire map is available yet, but it will be coming with future operations. Which
Cool.
also means that the terrain for these operations will be like brand new for everyone. Nice.
Yeah, like the sound of that. The upcoming free Hypatia update delivers on more of the features in our roadmap, including reworking some of the missions on our current Olympus and Styx maps to work in open world mode, an orbital exchange system for your gear, and new items in a biolab research lab. Wow. These apply to the base game as well as New Frontiers. And underneath that, we have the new image of Prometheus there, together with Styx and Olympus. So you can see by the skulls the instantaneous level up in difficulty.
Yeah. I wonder if the next DLC is going to be even harder. How are they going to show it? Because they ran out of skulls.
Maybe we'll get 2 rows of 4 red skulls.
I don't know, but Like Olympus has 2 out of 4 skulls, Styx 3 out of 4, Prometheus 4 out of 4.
So
Well, you
maybe we
can't do
get
you can't do 5 out of 4.
no, but maybe we'll just get an extra skull.
Yeah, probably. Anyway,
Anyway, next week's regular weekly update will add a metal wind turbine and wind power, plus any fixes and updates for the Prometheus map. Jake
still waiting
says
for my
we
batteries, Jake.
and Jake says we add a fifth skull. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yep.
Looking forward to it. For players who experience hitching and want to help us evaluate our progress, we have made the latest build available on a separate experimental branch in Steam. To access the experimental branch in your Steam library, right-click on Icarus, select Betas and Experimental. While every effort is made to make this version of the game as
Shall we do it the like fully proper? Right-click Icarus, go to Properties. Then in the pop-up window on the left, click on Betas. And then there's the beta participation with a drop down which should say none. If you click the drop down, you will have the experimental there.
yeah.
You click that one and the game will update to the experimental branch. And then you can test out the experimental branch.
Yep. Cool. Whilst every effort is made to make this version of the game as stable as the default one, the changes are very cutting edge and may not yet have had thorough testing, so there is added risk you may encounter issues.
Also, the experimental branch is in general updated more frequently than the normal one. The normal one is updated once a week. Experimental branch can have even multiple versions in a day, depending on how fast Rocketworks can churn out new builds.
Yeah.
Do keep that in mind.
hmm
So if you want to play the experimental branch, you might be like, okay, I'm gonna play a bit again. And you're like, oh wait, now I have to update first. But it will help. It will help the devs find potential issues with the experimental branch. So in general, you will be helping the entire community.
Absolutely. Take us on, please, Connie.
Yeah. Guides to New Frontiers. There's a lot to learn in New Frontiers. So join the Discord to share experiences and ask questions. Now, if you're returning to Icarus after a while, which actually with the New Frontiers DLC is true for quite a few people, check out this helpful guide from one of our regular community content creators, Fortisar. A New Frontiers guide, getting started on New Frontiers. I have to admit, I haven't watched this video yet, so I can't comment on this video itself. But
Me
having
neither.
a getting started for a New Frontiers, well, on the one hand, if you don't want to get surprised by the game and die unnecessarily, watch that video. Get yourself a bit prepared. On the other hand, if you want to be like us and like, yeah, you know what, let's be a surprise, let's go in blind, don't watch it. It's all up to you.
Yeah.
Was fun seeing a blue thing in the distance. You will be seeing more of those blue things, Carl. Yeah, so you blue thing in the distance and like, WTF is that? I know, right?
Yeah, and then actually questioning whether or not the blue thing should actually be where it is.
Yeah, so you notice a slug in the grasslands.
Yeah,
And I was thinking
it
they
kind of
were,
stood out rather well, didn't it?
well, I was thinking they were swamp specific, but apparently not.
Yeah.
It wasn't,
It's
it was a surprise seeing that one in the grasslands.
yeah, wasn't expecting that one for sure.
Exactly.
Carl's like, "What's this blue thing?" And we're like, "What do you mean blue things? Don't remember any blue things being in the grasslands before."
I want to pet it. Well, do it at your own peril.
Yeah, yeah, and attack from behind. I think is
It was cute indeed,
yeah. I
from a
mean,
distance. From a
yeah,
distance.
yeah, but bright blue in green and purple kind of stands out a little bit.
A little bit.
Little bit.
Okay, let's see. Are you returning to Icarus? Well, a lot has changed. If you haven't been keeping up with Icarus, here are some basic recommendations to make your journey start well. Now, if you haven't played in the last 9 months or so, your original character may be missing. Roughly 9 months ago, the whole migrate from server to local.
Yeah.
At the end of last year, we migrated all character data to your local PC. We did provide a migration service for several months, but if you missed this window, you may have to start again. To help out, when you begin Prometheus for the first time, we've provided an option to start at level 20 and at level 10 on the Styx map. Although Prometheus so far is playable with a level 0 character, it isn't always easy. It's fun.
No.
It's fun, but we are lucky we have experience and skills. Otherwise, would have been a slightly different story.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and team members. Yeah.
Yep, and team members.
Mm-hmm.
Bear bait,
Yeah.
indeed.
Me. Me.
Exactly.
He doesn't mean bear bait. He means me. I
Hey,
died
you're
twice
the
last
one.
night.
You're the one who tries to kill a blueback with a crude bow and stone arrows. Don't blame us.
Well, I
Yeah,
had to test it for science, dude.
yeah. So why didn't you proper test it? Why, after the first arrow, you started to scream like, "Ah, I need help! I need help! I'm gonna die!"
Yeah, and was then very quickly followed by "I'm dead."
Exactly.
Yeah, a bit of saliva went down the wrong tube there when I was started laughing. So, but yeah, I'm good. Yeah,
You can't blame it on me this time. You did it yourself.
yeah. Echo is crocodile, wolf, bear, anything that wants to eat you, magnet. Yep,
Exactly.
yeah.
Anyway, next point. Dead bodies do attract carnivores. So clean up your kill quickly before it's attacked by hungry animals. This is especially true in areas where carnivores find it difficult to find other animals to eat. Also, that last part also ties in with the next one. Animals will sometimes attack other animals. We have seen this happen. This can be useful, but it also might mean panicking animal or runs a dangerous enemy into you. For example, a drug attacking a Chala. Chala runs for its life, passes you. The drug is like, looks like an easier to catch prey and starts attacking you. And dies in the process, but okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So do keep this in mind. Don't forget that you can use the repair hammer to automatically upgrade stuff instead of having to pick it up first. And that's something I'm very happy about. Because if you have to like tear down stuff in order to build a new, Yeah, I'm not gonna do that with my base. Sorry.
Yeah.
Luckily, you don't need it. You just can repair it.
Hmm.
Uh, if you have a Steam Cloud conflict, this is especially after the migrate to local. Steam Cloud saves also became a thing. Now, if you have a conflict that won't go away when you click the try again option, try just starting the game. Often, that completes the Steam Cloud synchronization and solves the issue. If this, however, does not, if this, however, will like remove all your characters and stuff, every 15 minutes nowadays, there is an auto backup of your data, your player data, and it stores like 10 backups or so. So you can always refer back to the backup file of 15 minutes ago. Uh, 15 minutes, obviously, only if you're playing. But yeah, you can always refer to an older backup if your Steam Cloud Sync messes up your character.
Hmm.
Here's something which you had, Echo. If your
Yep.
camera ends up in a weird position when you get on your mount, like you're all the way on the mount's all the way on the right side of the screen, remove the saddle and add it back on to reset the camera position. This seems to have something to do with if another player tamed and or saddled the mount. So just take off the saddle, put it back on, and Bob's your uncle.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting one more from me, being the builder. Aluminum building tier has now been fixed, so that is the correct equivalent to the stone building tier, but much lighter to carry. So it's perfect for the Arctic. So instead of bringing a stone base, which kind of weighs a ton, we can now go for aluminum one, which has the same storm resistance as stone. I have to compare the durability of the base pieces though, to see if aluminum has the same durability as stone or
Hmm.
comparatively the same. But yeah, it might save me a couple of talent points. Because on my main character, I have a couple of points in the stone buildables are lighter to carry, so I could actually carry an entire base.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, if the aluminum is now same storm resistance as stone, we might switch to aluminum forward operating base.
Okay. Carl's asking, was the shield bug resolved in the end? The one we encountered in the fishing mission, where it was
Uh,
visually on your hand and
yeah,
back, and you could not shoot since it was blocking your view. We
actually,
actually.
I had the very same again during our preview in New Frontiers.
Hmm. Yeah.
So it has to be resolved, not at that point yet. Uh, it's a tad annoying. You can get rid of it by return to character select and then back into the prospect. But since I'm usually the one who encounters this bug and I'm also the one who is hosting, it means a short interrupt of gameplay.
Yeah. Not good.
It's a very annoying bug if it happens. And I'm still not sure how it triggers. I think it
Mm.
has something to do with switching between bow and shield a couple of times. But I'm not sure. Does it have something to do in which inventory slot the shield goes, like hotbar or inventory or hotbar and G slot? I don't know.
Mm.
But it is an annoying bug indeed.
Okay. Make sure you update your drivers to the latest, as NVIDIA released a new driver specifically to support the New Frontiers launch. I haven't done this yet because it came out on Thursday,
I have.
and because I work all day, I didn't have time. I will be doing that tomorrow,
Uh,
or possibly even Sunday. I'm busy tomorrow. Okay, if
Now,
you.
if you plan on hosting a game, again, more for me, then for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you plan on hosting a game with more than 2 players in total, consider running a dedicated server, especially if you are streaming or your computer is struggling. There's a lot of data going on with the game, so offloading some of the work to the dedicated server can help a great deal. I have to say, I've hosted games with 4 or 5 people in it simultaneously. Definitely 4, possibly even 5. Yes, it was a tad laggy, uh, but the game has always been a tad laggy. So there was a slight increase in lag, not much. We have also done it where I was hosting and streaming, only with you and me in it, so 2 players,
Mm-hmm.
without any noticeable adverse effects. But then
And
again, I have a fairly high-end PC.
yeah, and also better quality than I'm currently capable of.
Yeah, but my internet is luckily good enough to stream in 1440p. My computer is
Yeah.
able to handle it. My internet connection is able to handle it. Luckily,
My internet would be able to handle it, but my computer can't.
so yeah, that's why we usually stream in 1080.
Yeah.
I am going to look into a dedicated server. I have the machine where I'm running a couple of Valheim servers on. I'll have a look if I can relatively easily set up a dedicated server for Icarus there as well, just to test out.
Oh, that sounds good.
If you want to try our fixes for the hitching or the stuttering during gameplay, try out a build on experimental branch, but be aware, this branch may update often, so it's not appropriate for those with slow download or with those with download problems. Also, uh, do try to avoid installing Icarus on an old hard disk. On spinning rust, as they're called, platter disks. Install it on SSD, because Icarus is resource hungry also in disk I/O, but more so the download process of Steam. Now, if you have Steam library on both an hard drive and an SSD, there is at least a 50% chance the Steam will download to your hard drive instead of SSD. So if you want to avoid that, do not put any Steam libraries on hard drive. Put it all on SSD. So install all your games on SSD. This will increase the update speed by a lot. A normal update for Icarus on my PC, because I have only Steam libraries on SSD, takes less than a minute. I've also seen people complain like, hey, the update process for Icarus takes like 15 minutes. And the common denominator there is always that there's a Steam library on hard drive.
Pardon
Keep
me.
that in mind.
Yeah. Now, that tells me that I'm downloading it onto hard drive.
How long does it take for you?
um, depends on the size, but
Not for Icarus, it doesn't. The download size doesn't really matter for Icarus. The update process for Icarus, also for other games. Some games they only touch the changed files, but Icarus changes all the files.
yeah, I don't know,
So
five
you
five
have a
minutes or so.
download of 400, 500 megs, but
Yeah,
it touches all the 50 gigs of data for Icarus.
it doesn't take that long for me. I don't know, 5-10
So
minutes,
your Steam
something like
library
that.
may be on SSD, but a slower SSD. I mean, if you have an M2 SSD, that's really fast. one of the reasons why I a while ago got myself M2 SSDs for my PC. They're really fast.
Yeah, well, that explains a lot.
Uh,
Okay. Migrating prospects from local to dedicated servers. We have prepared a guide that you can download to go through how you move your prospect from being locally hosted to being hosted on a dedicated server. This will dramatically improve performance. Note there are still some fixes to come for dedicated servers. So I'm kind of assuming that that's what you're going to be looking at.
Yep.
Cool.
Sure will.
Alrighty. The Bone Armor Saga, please.
Yeah, bone armor. We have planned on a very cool Twitch drop, allowing you to earn a full set of an exclusive bone armor by supporting your favorite streamers, by watching their streams on Twitch. Unfortunately, Valve told us they could not allow us to have Steam keys to give away on another site unless we also give them away to Steam customers. Now, as Steam customers are 100% of our customers, that would mean everyone would get a key, so you wouldn't need to watch the Twitch streams.
Mm-hmm.
So we aren't really sure what to do yet, but instead we will be crowdsourcing ideas about how to give this away instead on our Discord. So hop in there on the Discord and let us know what you would prefer. Maybe we might just give them away to everyone if we can beat our max Twitch viewer counts on SteamDB. So yeah, bone armor sets is not available in game
Yet.
yet.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, actually.
Yeah.
Might have a rethink about that one. Okay, and that takes us up to the changelog.
Yeah.
And the first thing it says is, please note this list simply includes. Please continue. I've lost my tongue.
The list simply includes the commits from the last week. Changes that are part of New Frontiers have not been included in this changelog.
That makes sense.
Not entirely true though, because the second bullet point already. Huh? So first, fixing a quest typo. Second one, adjusting miasmic modifier so it doesn't get added every few seconds. Miasmic modifier is a New Frontiers thing.
It is actually, yes.
So anyway.
Oh well.
Fixing the tier 3 masonry bench not having the tier 3 masonry bench recipe set, preventing crafting of new brick building sets. Good, so they're now in the new tier 3 masonry bench.
Yeah, I just said that was a rather big oops.
Slightly, yeah. Fixing up the frozen ore user interface. Frozen ore again, New Frontiers.
Yeah.
We have in the preview seen some examples of frozen ore. We never got around to actually clean them up or thaw them out or whatever. But
Oh yeah, of course, of course. I didn't click. I didn't click as to what that was.
we had some frozen ore.
Yeah, we did. We did. Yeah.
Added specific dynamic quest rewards for the unique fruit and veggies rather than a single reward for both. Fruit and veggies split out? I don't know. Whatever. It's bad wording. The note at the top is supposed to mean we are not including all NF because these have been put in change lists in weekly patches for the last 6+ months. Okay.
Okay.
I hear you.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Okay. Fix the electroshock being 10 times as much damage as other elemental effects due to the high tick rate, but same damage. We have now reduced the tick rate and damage to do the same overall DPS. Ah, I was running
Oh,
around in my open world with a knife
death
with the
darn it.
electroshock. Knife with the electroshock.
Oh
That
man, you could
man, it
you
was
could kill a crocodile with one stab.
yeah,
It would just go dead.
yeah.
Mind you,
Hit a
having
hit a player with such a knife. One stab, you're dead.
yeah,
Even when you have a
full
health bar
health.
half your screen.
Yeah, with maximized health,
Yeah.
you get stabbed once and just sit and watch your health go down in 3 seconds flat. Dead.
Yep.
You just crumple in a heap on the floor, and all you can see are these blue numbers floating up off your corpse.
They were also very funny when attacking a sandworm with a knife.
Yeah, man,
It
that
did
was
a ton of damage.
brilliant.
I know, right?
Didn't we kill the sandworm boss with electrified knives, and
Yeah.
it took like 3 or 4 hits, it was dead.
Slightly more, but yeah, it was very, very quick.
It was, oh man, it was so OP. It was so much fun.
Yep. Alas, no longer.
Oh,
Ah, well.
spoil sport. No, but I get
Styx,
it. Seriously, I get it. But that was
yeah,
a
it
lot
was
of fun.
it was a tad overpowered indeed. It was fun though.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay, fix water bot is not receiving the correct network settings. Water network settings, I reckon.
Okay.
Added validation to rep policy table. To one, if policy's target classes don't have the be replicate set, it can potentially cause issues with the policy not propagating to child classes. Technical stuff.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that
Increase
F
expectation.
should be there at all.
It's New Zealand spelling. Don't worry.
Oh, silly me for not guessing.
The Seeker trailer now also has been added to the title screen of Icarus. I've seen it, yeah.
Yep, saw it last night.
Fixed floating voxels and foliage across purple and green quads and moved floating deep ore deposit in Prometheus. It becomes harder and harder to find floating trees and stuff, yeah.
It does, yeah. Although
I wonder
I do,
in Olympus the entrance between the southern entrance between forest and desert all the way south.
yep, yep.
Then the northern fork, there was always a floating node. I wonder whether or not it's still there. Been a while since I've traveled there.
Yeah, and it was always a different kind of ore every time you
Yeah,
went there.
yeah, it's RNG based.
Yeah,
Like the precision of the voxel is fixed, but the content of the voxel is RNG based.
yeah. I'm wondering whether or not I don't know whether or not you saw or have had mention of this before, Jake, but we had both Corne and I have experienced a kill shot on a plane's Equix, and it went shooting up into the air and ended up in a pile, a really contortionist pile, about 40 feet up in the air, and you can't get to it.
That was funny.
It was
Yeah,
hilarious.
it happens. It's the same like the flying trees in the desert. You cut down a tree and it takes off like a rocket and it travels halfway across the map.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fun.
It's brilliant. I love it. I think it's so
Yeah,
funny. It's so funny.
yeah. Jake says, yeah, we've had a few reports of this. Yeah, yeah. I just consider it fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was just what the fuck? Okay, that was interesting. I clipped it, by the way.
Yeah.
So you can expect that to turn up in a triple F video at some point.
Oh yeah.
Okie dokie. Fixed
Let's see.
obsidian armor being the same as its chest armor. Set up stats for the arm armor.
Okay, so it has its own set of stats now, like with all the other armors. Good.
Good.
Disable custom weather for quests in open world. Okay, so quests now have the normal weather and not custom weathers. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Added extra icons to the different new game buttons and map selection buttons to show what kind of content is available. I think this is the can you get here, like ran exotics, those 5 icons which differ
Yeah.
between outposts and open world and missions.
Yeah, so for example, you can get red exotics in New Frontiers, but not in Olympus and Styx.
Exactly. Also
Okay.
added a one-time pop-up when clicking on New Game button that describes new outpost mechanics introduced in New Frontiers. Added bold text on the top right corner of the screen, making it more obvious if the player is currently selecting open world, missions or outposts. Okay, good. Less confusion for players.
Mm-hmm.
Enable CPU access flag on the various slime trails, static meshes. Again, technical.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way for me to explain it. Fix the orbital laser strike effects which were not correctly replicated to clients. So I reckon I would have seen the moi thingy or heard, and you maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Swapping map icon from mission object to quest, as the icon was being curled due to relevancy settings.
I think that's a bit
From
more
mission
New
object to
Zealand
quest,
spelling.
okay. I think so. So it was being curled due to relevancy settings when it was in mission object, and now its quest is no longer being curled. Okay.
Okay, we can live with that.
Prometheus Story 6, 2 fixes. The fixed replication on non-deployable cave assets, respawned cave assets that are unable to have replication added easily, and fixed decal orientation and decal and light respawning on reload. The second one is more visual, the first one is more under the hood.
Okay.
Shifted Story 6's cave lights and decals into a separate Icarus actor so it reloads and replicates correctly. I reckon it's related to the 2 bullet points above. Increased lighting intensity values for some of Story 6's cave lights so they show up better in the darkness. Also better for content creators.
Yeah.
Although, having said that, we have the settings so that we can actually see in caves. Better for content.
Yeah. Yeah. Better for peeps.
Yeah. Adding repgraph policy for the orbital laser with a Z this time, and setting up replicated variables so the effect plays correctly on clients. Again, 5 bullet points above, fix orbital laser strike effects not
Yeah.
correctly replicating to clients. I reckon it's related.
Mm-hmm.
Fix player reward records not reloading previously received red exotics count. This was in the preview indeed, where you basically could get unlimited red exotics upon a reload of the mission.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't properly register that you already have had the reward, so you got them again,
Yeah.
reducing the value of said red exotics. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad I fixed that.
Yeah.
Adding collision to the bone armor packaged mesh. Good. Fix reloading, preventing miasmic debuff, not removing on death. Oh, good. So now if you die and get revived and get rid of the miasmic stuff, the miasmic debuff actually disappears.
Good.
Nice. Reduce the titanium cost of the encrypted satellite communicator. Added some electronics to be representative of the device's tech level. Reduce titanium cost, which is good because titanium is kinda scarce in Prometheus, depending on where you are looking for it.
Hmm.
As said before, Prometheus is going a bit more towards biome-specific resources. Say platinum, titanium. If you want those, go to the volcanic biome caves. I think there is still a chance of them spawning in, for example, grasslands caves, but really, really low chance, if at all present. Uh, and like I said, the voxel positions are fixed, but the voxel content, so what type of node, is RNG, percentage based. Percentage wise, the titanium and platinum is significantly higher in volcanic biome. I don't know the exact numbers. I've seen them pass at some point somewhere. But yeah, go to volcanic biome for a titanium. So if you play in the grasslands, it's going to be hard to get to get titanium. So I'm glad I reduced titanium cost there. Right, adding fixes for missions 4 and 6 mission blockers. After spawning AI and logging out, missions become uncompletable. Oops. I'm glad that was fixed.
Yeah, I'd say that was a bit of a game breaker.
Definitely a mission breaker.
Yeah, yeah, that would not be fun.
No. So imagine having started the mission from your open world and then it becomes uncompletable, you have to abandon the mission and you can't start it from your open world no more. So you
Bummer.
couldn't even complete it from open world. It was completely out of your influence, like not your fault, you couldn't do anything about it. So yeah, I'm glad I fixed that.
Yeah, total
There is
bummer
an
that would
issue
be.
still in mission number 6 we're fixing patch 4 right now. Yeah, I've seen the announcement, Jake. So in a couple of hours, the patch should be live should go live, if I'm not mistaken.
Cool.
There was also a fix for the very first mission, the Nomad Exploration. Also in the patch for later on tonight.
Hmm. Okay.
Rebalance the in-world exotics availability. The chance of appearing changed from a flat number to percentage based. So there is there's an X% chance of exotics instead of an X amount of exotics. To put it very, very simply.
Yeah.
Um, red exotic collectibles now have reduced rewards. However, the harvested exotics still have the same rewards. Now, there are two sources of red exotics. Two different sources. One is an exotics tree, which you have to put some kind of miner or extraction device thingy on to get like the raw exotics, which you still have to process. There's, I reckon that is the collectible one. Anyway, there is another method of gaining red exotics, and that's seeds. There is a percentage chance in certain locations to find a red exotics plant. I think you find a plant, you harvest it, you get seeds, which you can then plant in your in a crop plot, and then it grows basically red exotics. Anyway, they reduced the rewards from the one, and they kept the rewards of the other the same. Not sure which one is the collectible and which one the harvestable, but This is, by the way, all hearsay. I haven't found either of those myself yet, so I have no experience with it yet, but this is from what I understood from Discord. Reduce the chance of the red exotics collectibles to appear to 20% from 25. And cleaning raw red exotics now grants 2 red exotics. With the above changes, this means that harvesting exotics yields twice as many rewards, while the other sources provide the same amount to collectible sources. Noxious Crush that grants exotics of either kind now grants 5 instead of 10. So it's universal 5 across all resources per Noxious Crust. So whichever resource you get, be it exotics, be it minerals, you get 5 per Noxious Crust to make it the same across the board. Increase the spawn rate of the purple exotic voxels, now spawns at a 10% chance rather than a flat 10 per mission. 10% chance on a mission with, can I see? For Nomad Exploration, the first mission 68 potential locations, so 6.8 instead of a flat 10. According to Icarus Intel, where I get some information from, the missions all have 68 possible locations, so it's slightly decreased the amount from 10 flat 10 to 10% of 68, so roughly 6.8.
Okay,
But that's fine.
that's fair. If you get too many, it reduces the value of them, so you don't appreciate them just as much.
Exactly. Doubled the yield of exotics from purple exotic voxels though.
Ooh. Ooh, that's nice.
So does this mean you can get up to 32 per voxel? We'll have to find a couple of voxels and mine them to know for sure.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, only if you're short on exotics.
Well, yeah, but I
Play,
mean,
play
as
more
as
missions.
as an as a on our Thursday characters
True,
with
true,
nothing, that's going to be so good.
true. Let's see. Fix game mode using the wrong value when checking if exotic plants had been spawned on startup. This was causing exotic plants to be duplicated each time the prospect was reloaded again. You got basically infinite amount of exotics, only limited by the time you spend on cleaning them exotics.
Yeah.
So once again, I'm glad I fixed that.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, the red exotics would lose their value pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Fix an issue where researching new workshop items through the orbital exchange interface would fail. I'm glad they fixed that. Like, hey, here's a new function. It doesn't work, but here's a new function.
Yeah.
At least it works now. Good.
Yeah. That was almost like, let's just make a new button for the sake of making a button. It doesn't have to do anything, but let's make it anyway.
Exactly. The next one we've already talked about, increased aluminum building tier to match stone, causing it to only take damage in the same storms as stone buildings would. Here's one. Red exotic plants suffer from fatigue, and their growth rate decreases every harvest by 100%. If I read this correctly, and I kinda hope I do, after harvesting the red exotic plants once, the growth rate decreases by 100%, or in other words, they won't grow again. So it's no infinite source of exotics no more.
So that means that you plant one seed, you get one harvest.
Yeah.
And in order to get another growth, you have to plant a new seed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if the growth rate would become twice as long, it would still basically mean an indefinite amount of red exotics. I mean, it would take longer and longer before you can harvest them, but it would be an infinite amount. So yeah, I hope I read it correctly that you can only grow it once per seed. Generating enum based on farming seeds row to use rows in code correctly. Again, technical.
Yeah.
Tomatoes and beans are now no longer rotated so that the stakes are off the ground when planted in crop plots. The farming seeds rows can now specify the kind of random rotation they'd like to apply to visible mesh when planted. Okay, visual change.
Yeah.
So next to the 100% growth fatigue from red exotics, added in a plant fatigue for all plants. Each harvest will increase the effectiveness of the plant fatigue modifier by 10% for all normal plants and 100% for exotics. The fatigue modifier reduces plant growth and yield, making it beneficial to replant plants every 4 or so harvests. So after the first harvest, it gets 10% plant fatigue. So it's slower in growth, grows slower, and it has less yield. So after you've harvested them a couple of times, it's best to replant them because it will take longer and longer for them to grow, and you will get less and less resources from them.
Yeah, but if you're away from your
As by the
base,
way,
in
yeah,
in if you're away from your base for long periods of time,
you don't harvest them.
you don't harvest them. So in essence, the way I read that is you're going to get 10 harvests per seed, and then you've got to replant.
If you're away from a base, you don't harvest them, so you don't get an extra fatigue.
No, but then when you come back to base and you harvest, and then you put that all away, and it regrows, and you go away, so you'll get 10 harvests
Oh
per
yeah,
seed if that's the way you play. And then as
yeah.
soon as
But if after every harvest you go away from your base for a longer time, yes. This all,
yeah,
by the way, will also mean farming characters become more important.
yeah,
Because we have seen in open world, we have tested this. It was in patch notes, and we have confirmed this by testing. Modifiers are now applied upon planting a seed. Modifiers like the green thumb and like the do not wither and stuff. The faster grow than no wither are applied during planting of the seed. Uh,
yeah. So
once planted, it's there. You harvest it in auto seeds. It still has the modifiers, but as soon as you remove the seed and you plant it again with a character without those talents, those modifiers are gone. So replanting your crop plots every couple of harvests, your farming character will become more important.
Mhm.
Especially the not withering talent is a very useful one.
Yeah, because when we were in your open world last time, I replanted all of your crop plots that you were using for food for us. I didn't do the ones that would make food for the animals.
Yeah, like useful food for us. I mainly have them so I have like every plant in my base.
Yeah,
More for completeness sake. I
yeah,
mean, you know me, I only eat meat in game.
yeah.
Out of game, I also eat plants on my pizza, tomato sauce,
Yeah,
mushrooms, that sort of stuff.
yeah,
But in game, I'm primarily meat-based diet.
yeah. But
And
we
yeah, and the
also,
animals, well, the animals don't die anymore since quite some patches ago. Don't die no more if you don't feed them. So, meh.
yeah. Well, the other thing is that we also tested the fact that you had planted stuff, and the stuff that you planted withered,
Yeah.
and the stuff that I planted didn't.
Yeah. So yeah, farming characters become more important, which is good, by the way. It's no longer a niche, but it's getting proper useful.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
The same with talents for mounts.
Mhm.
Because nowadays those let's put it this way. Initially, those buffs stayed with the tamer, not with the tamee, not with the mount. Nowadays, if you tame a mount with a character with a talent for extra health, for example,
Mhm.
this perk stays with the mount. So if someone else rides that mount, the mount still has the extra stamp, even when the person with the talents is not even locked in the game.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
those kind of talents become very useful nowadays,
Yeah.
which also more diversified gameplay.
Yeah.
I like that.
They're very specialized talents. They are.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Bumped the recommended NVIDIA driver version to 537.13 game ready driver, optimized for new frontiers. And last bullet point, adding in a new map images for the Prometheus map. Sorry, Jake. What are you
What?
questioning about?
Yeah. What are you whatting about?
What for what?
What?
I'm talking about the perks on the times. Oh, you need to check the mount stuff. I tested it out at some point quite a while ago. I created a character and I put all the talent points into the whole husbandry tree. Uh, so I tamed the mount. It had like extra stam. Then I logged off that character. It was some open world. I was playing on my own. Logged off the character. Logged in with another character. Got on the mount, and it did not have this extra stamina stuff. So I lost that character back out and back in with the husbandry character, and lo and behold, I had the extra stam again. Meaning the perk stayed with the tamer, not with the tamee. From what I understood now, and also kind of what the people are saying about the very fast mounts, those perks should be staying with the mounts now. Seem to be staying with the mounts. No longer with the tamer, but with the mount itself, which makes sense, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. Jake says, "Okay, that's correct."
Yeah, correct. That it should stay with the tamee. It was that initially, but I don't think it was ever intentions to stay with the tamer. I mean, if you tame an animal in such a way that it has more stamina, but only when that player is locked in, that doesn't make sense.
No, you've
If,
either
if
made a mount with more stamina or you haven't.
yeah, so it should have, in my opinion, from the get-go, it should have been like it stays with the mount. It looks, from what I've heard so far, it looks like that is the case nowadays, and that's something I'm glad about. Jake says, I believe it should be on the players about ownership, not the mount stats. This coming layer. Uh,
It's not the player,
I
it's the
don't.
character.
The wild chocobos, I don't think all those players had those modules. I mean, the timer was still locked in. Maybe there's a difference. It being locked in or not. But still, those perks should stay with the time. I mean, otherwise, why would you, especially when playing in a group, why would you spend talent points in Husbandry 3? So my mount can outrun Echo's mount. Okay, sure, I'll stay safe. She gets killed. True.
Nothing new there then.
Hey, at least I don't. Okay, here's something I think Jake should know what I'm referring to. At least I don't take shelter in a storm, even though I still have almost full health. No, I come back and revive you straight away. Yes, Jake, I've watched Twitch today.
Okay, I'm missing a huge piece of information there, apparently.
Yep. Jake should know what I'm talking about. Yes, he fully understands. I know, right?
Alrighty, well, that's probably something I have to catch up on then.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd say if I have a character with talents in Husbandry 3, those stats, increased stats, should stay with the mount, not with the player. So if someone else rides a mount I have tamed with that character, that mount still should have those extra stats.
Okay.
I might have to check again, but then I would need some help, obviously. With to see whether or not the fact that the tamer is online is gonna make a difference. Yeah, I was just going to say for the Q&A, I know.
Okay.
Right.
Duly noted. Duly noted. Quick, Corne, make a note of that.
I'm already working on it.
Write that down, quick.
Actually, it's already on my list.
Good, thank you.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so that pretty much takes us to the end of today's update. And what an update it's been. Oh my god. Wow. I'm going to watch your eyes, peeps. I'm going to scroll all the way up.
So, yeah. This is the New Frontiers week 90 update.
Yeah. Long may it continue. It's absolutely brilliant so far.
Yeah. So, I'd say let's take a couple of minutes break and then go for some gameplay. Build out an open world. Yeah, still going to play the game tonight? Definitely, Froggy. Definitely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
As promised, I have started an open world in hard mode. Admittedly, I started this with my main character fully equipped and everything. But it is a hard mode open world in New Frontiers. So yeah. You're most welcome, Jake. We love doing it and we love having you.
Absolutely. We love all the peeps. We can't do well. We can do it without them, but it wouldn't be half as much fun.
Exactly.
So I would like to say thank you to everybody watching, anybody who's lurking, and all who participated in the chat, namely being Carl, Jake, Froggy, and Michael, and Moshbo, and Lalev, and Cornet for piping in there as well. Have I missed anybody? I hope I haven't missed anybody. I'm desperately scrolling up. I think that's everybody.
Yeah.
And so yes, we will be back in approximately, I don't know, what do you say, 5-10 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, say 9 minutes. At hour 20. So 8 minutes actually.
Okie dokie, no problem. We will be back at 20 past the hour, whatever your hour is, for the subsequent gameplay. I'd also like to say thanks very much to Cornet for keeping on top of the Discord server and keeping
Of course.
everybody apprised as to what's going on and what we're doing. So until 20 past the hour, it's good night from me,
And good night from her.
and we will see you in a little bit. And remember, peeps, it really is a dangerous world out there now. So please, take care of yourselves and each other. Good night.